going on.
Thank you so much.
Feel like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ. You up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock with my returning buddy Mojo Muhtadi. Mojo, a lot of exciting things going on today. You are back. For my money, it is one of, if not the most exciting day in the entire sports calendar because March Madness is underway. Round one, of course, wall-to-wall games over the next 4 days, Mojo. And this tournament is going to be super competitive. We'll have a bunch to talk about over the next couple of weeks until we finally crown an NCAA champion, Mojo. But today we're going to start with another basketball story, not a college basketball story, but an NBA story. Because arguably the most storied franchise in the NBA, in NBA history, the Boston Celtics, have been sold for an astounding, Mojo, $6.1 billion. Yes, billion with a B. This is the highest priced North American sports franchise to ever sell. It goes to a guy named Bill Chisholm. Bill Chisholm is the boss. He's the managing director at a company called Symphony Technology Group. Mojo, basically a private equity firm. The guy's got a ton of money. And now he also has himself a basketball team. The franchise was purchased. Mojo, you go all the way back to 2002 when Wyc Grousbeck, who is now the guy selling the team, he bought the team for $360 million. This was all the way back, again, 2002. And then he turns around and sells it for over $6 billion. Not too bad. Return on an investment there, Mojo. Big news in the NBA.
Not a bad ROI whatsoever, Babcock. And check this out right here. No bittersweet symphonies over there at Symphony Technology Group. You like that one,
I like
Babcock?
that. I like it.
Coming back in a flurry. This is a huge sale. I mean, look, to be honest with you, yes, it is a ridiculous number. Yes, they did break the record for North American, largest North American sale here, but that's typically how these things go, right? They're like player contracts. Whichever big name signs the most recent contract typically breaks the record, and they usually do so every year, if not every other year at max. So this is how this goes. Plus, you're talking about the Boston Celtics here. I mean, this is one of the best franchises in sports. I mean, forget just the NBA. One of the most recognizable teams. They win all the time. They're always in the discussion. They win multiple championships. So, I mean, when you heard about this sale going down, you knew it was going to be for an astronomical number. I mean, you compare that figure to the Washington Commanders, right? Yeah. The ones that previously had the record here. And the Commanders, they're in Washington, D.C. Obviously, it's a huge market, but as someone from the D.C. area, with that being my hometown team, Commanders have not been good for a very long time. I can't even tell you the last time that they won something substantial at this point anyways. So when you match up those numbers like that, it is NFL versus NBA, but the numbers do check out here, make a lot of sense. But either way, huge numbers, huge news. Curious to see what the future of the franchise is going to look like now that we've broken down the numbers a little bit.
What's interesting is that Bill Chisholm is a Celtics fan, so imagine you growing up rooting for a team and then one day being in a position where you could actually buy that team, and that's exactly the situation here again for Chisholm. So super exciting for him. As for all the people who have written the NBA off as dead, I don't think very smart people who are very wealthy would have spent over $6 billion for a league that was dying. So obviously there's a lot of hope and promise for the NBA and their future, Mojo. Again, this is the most winning team, most winning franchise, at least as far as championships go in NBA history. Celtics are 18-time NBA champions. They are, of course, one of the two best teams in the Eastern Conference right now. They've got hopes of winning another chip this year, Mojo. What do the people, though, who are around the team, how do they feel about it? Well, we actually had an opportunity a little bit earlier today, just shortly after the sale was announced, as a matter of fact, to speak with a guy who, in Cedric Maxwell, was not only a very accomplished player in Beantown, but is now currently the voice of the team, who is literally with the players day in, day out. We asked him, what's the reaction around the organization?
Just shocked, really, happy and shocked. The fact that this team is worth that much, $6 billion, puts you in a stratosphere of telling you what this organization means to not only the NBA, but really in the financial world.
As somebody who obviously bleeds green, new ownership group, Bill Chisholm, who's a Celtics fan, does that make you smile that you got someone coming in who cares about this organization?
Somebody who is passionate about this organization. I'm so happy that it goes into those hands. Somebody else could have bought this team and not knowing much about the history of the team, but to have a lifelong Celtic fan to come in and actually be part of this team, to own this team, the passion of this team, what it means. And now for him to be there, and I can't wait to meet him. When you talk about, who he is and what he knows about this team, I might want to just pick his brain just to see what he knows about this team, actually.
It's seldom, Mojo, that a team that is literally competing for a title like the Celtics are goes up for sale, but that's exactly the case here. The Celtics are one of the two teams, the best teams in the East, along with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've got designs on winning another championship, a 19th championship this year, Mojo. They got themselves a new owner. It's an exciting time in Boston. All right, Mojo, moving on to the high school track star who was hit in the head with a baton during a meet. Remember this, Mojo. This was March 4th. That woman right there, that girl, she's a junior in high school. That girl, Mojo, her name is Kaylin Tucker, hit in the head, goes down to the ground. And remember, she suffered a traumatic brain injury. She was diagnosed with a concussion. The other girl, the opponent who hit her, Alayla Everett, has since been charged with assault, though she has maintained that she did not do it on purpose. Well, Mojo, Kaylin was hurt. She had the brain injury, and she was not able to compete because of that. Well, we've got some good news on the doctor front, on the health front, Mojo. I spoke with Kaylin's dad, Keith Tucker, and he says that after meeting with doctors, after being examined by the doctors, she has received a clean bill of health, meaning that this weekend, or over the next couple of days, she will actually be allowed to get back on that track and to run in this big Adidas Nationals competition that is going down in the Virginia area, not too far from her home, Mojo. So this was a very traumatic, it was a traumatic injury, but it was also a traumatic time for her. And now she gets to get back out there on that track doing what she loves. Good news here, Mojo.
Great news, Babcock, because that situation could have been so much worse. My goodness, what a shot to the head. Those batons, man, they have some weight to them. Let's not forget what they're made out of either. I mean, that could have killed somebody when you're talking about hitting them in the back of the head. So I know there was a lot of initial concerns about, surgeries and fractured skulls in addition to the concussion and all of these things. But to have her back already, I mean, my goodness, what a blessing for her and her entire family. How she's going to perform this weekend, that is yet to be determined. We're talking about being in the middle of the season. You take a week, 2 weeks off to rest an injury. Sometimes you don't come back the same, let alone a brain injury. Your equilibrium might be off. Everything might not be firing the way that it used to. So there's no telling how she's going to perform this weekend, which is very unfortunate, but less unfortunate than not being able to return whatsoever. Again, talking about an injury that could have easily taken her out for the long one. But again, bottom line, she's back on her feet, literally, and that's the best news possible.
Up next, Bronny James opens up on the criticism he's faced as a rookie in the NBA. Why LeBron's son says he's not a bleeping robot when TMZ Sports rolls on right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, the LA Lakers continue to play really well. They're sitting now in third place in the Western Conference, just a couple of games back behind that 2 spot, which they've got designs on reaching before the postseason arrives, Mojo. Well, last night, the Lakers were in LA without the great LeBron James, but they had that man right there, Mojo. Now, Luka and the Lakers end up going out there and beating the also shorthanded Denver Nuggets. I don't want to talk. There's Bron, Mojo. So the game, fun, exciting. Lakers win 120-108. Look at this shot, though, before the game. If you think Luka needs to be on the actual basketball court to make impressive shots, no, you're wrong. Watch this. Look where he is, Mojo. He's in the stands. Like, from the tunnel, no problem. Luka makes that shot. So, yeah, good luck stopping him when he's actually in front of the basket in the game. Yeah, impossible to do. So that was cool, Mojo. Also something that Lakers fans are talking about. Bronny James. Of course, Bronny James just a couple of days ago was in the center of a massive firestorm, a media firestorm, when Dad, LeBron James, confronted Stephen A. Smith. Well, for one of the first times, and really for the first time in a very serious way, Mojo, Bronny has opened up. So he sat down and he did an interview with The Athletic, and he talked about the way he has been treated by the media, from fans, all of the controversy. Here's what Bronny had to say. I always try to just let it go through one ear and out the other. Put my head down and come to work and be very positive every day. But sometimes it fuels me a little bit. I see everything that people are saying and people think like I'm a bleeping robot, like I don't have any feelings or emotions. Bronny then went on to say, I just take that and use it as fuel for me to go out, wake up every day and get to the gym early, get my extra work in, watch my extra film every day, get better every day, Mojo. So it seems like he's trying to take the criticism, Mojo, and there's been a lot of it, and channel it and make it a positive. But it's got to be a lot, especially for a guy who's a relatively young guy. He's early 20s, right?
It's always the struggle as an athlete, what Bronny's going through now. You want to know what the world has to say about you. You want to read their thoughts. You want to see if there's any common collective criticism that maybe these people might be right about me, my attitude, my game, whatever it might be. But then there's also the school of thought where that stuff doesn't matter as long as I focus on myself and I do everything that I need to do. I'll get to where I need to be at the right time. It just takes certain people longer than others. And it's like this dichotomy, and you're constantly going back and forth. And shoot, I mean, I've been there as a football player or as a pro wrestler, probably especially the latter. You're always trying to see what the word is. It's an ego play. You can't avoid it. You think you're going to go radio silent and not check Twitter or Instagram, and then you find yourself 12 seconds later automatically doing it out of instinct. So it is a tough thing. And, obviously Bronny has addressed both sides of this. He said he's going to focus. I mean, he did bring up an interesting point, like, this is kind of getting to me. I'm not a robot. I'm a human being. Enough of this would absolutely get to anybody. Yeah. Again, it does come with the territory. You're a professional athlete. You're getting paid to do this thing. You earned, or at least you took a draft pick, depending on who you're asking. You're gonna get all the criticism of being your dad's son, but of course, without that relationship, maybe none of this happens in the first place. So you certainly can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have it both ways, right? But at the end of the day, it is starting to mount, and that's going to be on him. How are you going to receive criticism? How are you going to handle frustration? Are you going to let it crumble you and take your game to an even worse spot right now? Or are you going to use this as a rallying cry? I mean, I don't think anything's going to happen overnight with Bronny James. He has a lot of development to go through before he's in a competitive position in the NBA. But, it is year one. He's got a long career ahead of him, potentially, if the Lakers and any other franchise, for that matter, decide to stick with him. But time will tell. But, hey, you're seeing a little bit of cracks in the armor right now, I think.
A crazy scene in an AEW wrestling match. Jon Moxley takes a spiked board to the back. The gruesome video is coming your way next on TMZ Sports.
Look at the eyes, look at the face of Cope. Oh, no, watch out. Oh, good God. position. Oh my God! You've got to be kidding me! It's stuck in his back. What's this? Pull it out of his back. Look at that! Pull that friggin' thing out of his back. Holy smokes! I've seen it all now. He needs a tetanus shot. Stat. Pull it out of his back, Paul. For crying out loud. Just pull it out of his back. Oh, thank God. It's a street fight. It's anything goes. And look at you. Oh, my. You got to be kidding me. Oh, no. This is gnarly. This is disgusting. I'm going to throw up. Oh, this is. Guys, we have seen it all now. Man, I'll tell you, I've seen some stuff like this in my career. This might be a first. Finally. Oh, my God. He pulled it out.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, I'm feeling a little queasy after looking at that. That was, of course, AEW Dynamite, Mojo, going down Wednesday night. Jon Moxley suplexed onto a bed of nails stuck in his back, Mojo. Cope. Oh, look at that. Oh. Mojo, you're the wrestler here. Say something.
I don't know what to say, Babcock.
It was stuck in his back.
I mean, that was absolutely brutal. Hey, I'll tell you this, Babcock. Usually, when wrestlers bring out, if you want to call it props or weapons or whatever you want, something that looks like that, call it a chainsaw, a sword, whatever, they never actually get to the part where they hit the other guy with it. They raise it above their head, they're going to swing it, and then someone kicks them in the gut and they drop it. And you never actually get that delivery. Or maybe you got a sledgehammer, but you're not hitting the guy with the metal part of it. You're butting him with the wood side of it.
Right.
So when they brought this thing out, I was like, yeah, they're probably never actually going to get to the part where they use this. But then I realized who was in the ring, and it was Jon Moxley, who is less scared of blood than maybe anybody in the entire business, and it just has you on the edge of your seat like, is he actually going to use this thing? And my goodness, did he? I mean, they almost swerved you in the beginning because he hit him in the back with it while he was standing up, right? Like that was bad enough. This right here, ow. I mean, that hurt enough, but to suplex it on it, with all of that weight and all of that momentum landing square on it, my goodness, they couldn't get it out of his back. Thank goodness no one tried to just yank it out. I mean, this man would have had no skin from his shoulder blades down to his butt. That would have been a huge mistake. So got to give the refs some love on getting this thing out the right way. But man, that face sums it up. I mean, this is Jon Moxley. What he's going to do next, please don't ask me. I don't know. I don't want to know. You already know he's thinking about how do I top that. Yeah. It's going to be crazy, and it's going to be incredibly painful and bloody. I'm sure of that.
Tom Brady, if you're watching, look away. Gisele packing on the PDA with Joaquim Valente on a boat in Miami. The juicy photos when we come back right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, everybody else probably going to love this segment except for Tom Brady. So, Tom, if you're watching, turn away. His ex-wife, Gisele Bundchen, who just last month had a baby with her new man, Joaquim Valente, Mojo, is back enjoying the sun, soaking up the sun on a boat, Mojo, and she looks absolutely incredible. We've got these photos here, Mojo. There she is. She's smooching with Joaquim. And, I mean, looks like she could walk on a catwalk right now, Mojo, in, whatever, Dolce & Gabbana, whoever the heck she would model for. Absolutely stunning. Again, just had a baby weeks ago. Gisele Bundchen, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you surprised by this, Babcock? Because I'm not.
No.
I mean,
anybody else but her, Mojo, I would be surprised. But because it's her, no, not really.
Snap back immediately. My goodness. I mean, she's a supermodel. She is Gisele Bundchen, so she obviously knows how to keep herself catwalk ready, Babcock, running down that aisle. couple different aisles these days, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. Plus, when your new man is a master of mixed martial arts,
Right.
I'm sure that also keeps you in extra shape, gets you back on that mat very quickly here.
He can train her.
I gotta say, Babcock, I wonder what Brady's up to. I mean, I know I just got back from an international trip here, so maybe I missed something. I don't think so, but
no.
I gotta say, I don't think Tom Brady's too upset by this. I gotta think that the GOAT is out there living his best life, probably having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't really see him with the same person too many times makes me think that maybe he's having a lot of fun, Babcock. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's having no fun.
Yeah.
I have no idea what
no,
going
Mojo,
on.
I don't know. Yeah, what we don't know is the truth, but we also know, or something we do know, is that Tom Brady will not have a problem finding a new girlfriend if he wants to be in a relationship. Obviously, he's been linked since he and Gisele split with everyone from Irina Shayk to, name your favorite supermodel out there. Good to be Tom Brady, and also good to be Gisele Bundchen, who looks very happy, and we are very happy for her. All right, Mojo, we have got to go. Again, bunch of basketball, wall-to-wall basketball these next couple of days. That means we'll have a bunch to talk about. I almost forgot, Mojo, you haven't been here for weeks. It's going to be a great show tomorrow.
That's right, Babcock, and especially since I picked my Maryland Terrapins to win March Madness, which of course is a lock, and my bracket won't bust. That'll make tomorrow the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.